What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Otaku Room with me, Dom from the Otaku Room. And today, guys, we are talking about episode number 10 of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Alright, guys, so I continue to say that Jobless Reincarnation is just really separating itself from other Isekai anime. And I know a lot of you guys in the comments and, when I do my own research is finding out that, this is in fact the granddaddy of them all. This is the original story that's kind of set up the isekai genre as we know it, and it's proving that it is in like a separate playing field, or it's in like a separate category of its own when it comes to the isekai genre. Episode 10 furthers that thought even more, because now we're starting to hit to a emotional level of just reality into the characters. So last episode, we were hit finally with finding out what the hell happened with the mana disaster, as they're dubbing it, which was that huge mana explosion. And there's still a ton of questions that are unanswered based on that huge mana explosion. But when that mana disaster happened, 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐻, Eris, and Rudy were transported or were just blown away into other parts of the planet. And Eris and Rudy specifically ended up in the demon continent. And when they were in the demon continent, Rudy finally woke up, or I guess he woke up in the dream world, and he finally met the man god, which was interesting. And last episode, we learned that there was more than one god. There's a dragon god, and there's probably other ones. And more than likely, it was a dragon god, and just in general, that reincarnated Rudy. Well, in this episode, Rudy was able to meet the man god again in this episode. And we're starting to find out that when Rudy goes to sleep, that the man god can interact with him in like this dream-like state. Well, just to quickly recap the episode, it went through them finally getting into a new city in the Demon Continent. It went through them joining the Adventurers Guild. They have to start off at F rank and working their way up there. It was very focused on Ruijerd and kind of making sure that he could enter the city without anything crazy, so they colored his hair blue. And then it kind of ended with them finally taking a mission per the man god's recommendation, essentially. But really, I was super interested in this anime because, again, they have now, or not this anime, but this episode, they have now solidified themselves in this new city. They have set up their name as, in the Adventurer Guild, they have finally, set up their name as Dead End, which typically is word for the Superdias or the Superdia tribe. It's basically, dead ends. In the demon continent, basically means like, yo, this dude is your dead end. He's about to kill you. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what's set up for the Superdia tribe. And they set up their guild name and their adventurer name as that. We were introduced to some new characters via them taking the mission, or them taking on the mission per the man god to finally go and rescue the kid. What's funny is during the reaction video, I was like, yo, what are they gonna have them go do? Go rescue cats? And sure enough, that's exactly what they did. But this was a big ass jaguar. It wasn't just like a regular cat. And they go on their mission to do the cat stuff, and they meet up these villains. What they've been doing is they have been basically gathering or stealing pets, and then when people post it in the Adventurers Guild that they've lost it, they're the ones that find it, and they begin getting paid that way. Small money, but consistent money. And Rudy, Eris, and Ruijerd, they end up, finding them because of Ruijerd's third eye. So they end up finding them pretty easy. And what sucks is they overcome them, but one of them ends up hitting Rudy, you know what I mean? Because just out of like a knee-jerk reaction. And Ruijerd takes his head. And that was like a really serious moment this episode, because Ruijerd takes his head, so Ruijerd just kills him. He's awesome. I actually thought it was Eris for a moment. I thought she lost her crap again. But it was actually ended up being Ruijerd. And this ended up being like a really emotional, real moment for Rudy, for Eris, and for Ruijerd, because Ruijerd has this passion against villains and those who hurt children, all in trying to mend his name, or mend his tribe's name. And Rudy kind of has to teach him a life lesson and put him in his place that, killing without reason is not okay, regardless of who it is, regardless of how you view them. It's not okay. And he has to kind of have this real talk and real moment with Ruijerd, and Ruijerd's just not getting it. And that caused Eris to come and butt in and, let her know, like, hey, you are viewed as a villain. You know what I mean? Like, you have done some really effed up stuff. And it gets to Ruijerd. It gets to Ruijerd, and, they have to let him know, like, we could do this without you. You know what I mean? And Rudy then sees the weaves that are being sown, that, he's going to have a difficult time, moving forward, and then moving forward in the right way with Ruijerd as well. But all in all, they end up taking over the villains that were doing this stuff because they have a higher rank. He ends up using them kind of like his pawns to be able to, take on higher missions later on. And that's kind of where the anime left off. But overall, I mean, this was a really good episode. It was light on the action. It started off with big action, with Eris learning her new sword. She took on a whole mob of beast things. So that was really cool. So we saw Eris kind of come too, but it was really light on the action. It was more heavy on the setup and more heavy on like the emotional lessons that are being taught within the anime, and they're kind of setting up for what's to come moving forward. And I'm really looking forward to the next episode of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. I'm really interested to see what's going to come next as far as them and now being a part of the Adventurers Guild. We know that they had some tussles and kerfuffles with some of the people in the Adventurers Guild, and I'm wondering how Ruijerd's going to grow as a person. And reverse of that, I'm wondering how Rudy and Eris are going to grow as adventurers overall. But I mean, really, a really good episode. I was still at the edge of my seat during the whole episode. I was really invested into this episode, and I'm really invested into this anime and seeing what's gonna come next. But again, with each episode, there hasn't been one yet that I roll my eyes or I'm like, why is this? There's so many animes out there that 6 episodes in, they have some crappy backflash, or they do some tropey thing, right? Or they give you fillers, a handful of episodes in, and we have not gotten that yet with this anime. It's all been something that is leading to something else. And we still have so many other questions in the anime too, where we don't know yet is like, where is La Place, the demon hero, where is he now? We know Ruijerd wants to get revenge on him. The hero in the sky, is he good? Is he bad? The minion that he sent that confronted Rudy and his gang when the Mana disaster happened, where the hell's 𝐒𝐿𝐴? And then conversely, when are we going to get back to Paul and his family and to know where Rudy's sisters are going to be? You know what I mean? Like, and then when are we going to meet up with Roxy? You know what I mean? There's so many things, so many avenues this anime can go down, and I'm just really excited to see it. And I hope that you guys are too, guys. As always, guys, do me a huge favor. And make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like the video. It definitely help us out. As always, make sure you guys click on this video right here. Once it's published, guys, it's going to be our full reaction to today's episode. And below it, that's what YouTube says is best for you. So cue that up for later, because YouTube don't be lying. And as always, thank you for joining us for another review here at the Otaku Room. We'll catch you guys on the next episode or the next video.